Hello there, I'm Peter Cook of Rage Against the Brexit Machine. We're building an organisation to defeat Brexit and reboot Britain because Britain doesn't need Brexit anymore. We've got Corona, and Corona crisis plus Brexit disaster equals what I call a Britastrophe in slow motion. I know everyone's obsessed with Corona, but Brexit will last longer and hurt deeper. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a roundup of the things we've been doing. If you so like what we do, I'd like you to join us. You can join us by being attached to us. We'd like you to actually join by giving us a subscription, a one-off subscription or a regular one. And you can do that at gofundme.com/f/rage against Brexit. So what's in the news this week? It's possible to be overwhelmed by the news, but here's a quick digest. Cummings is still not goings. Dominic Cummings is still there. The Byline Times reported some reasons why they thought he was still there. Amongst the reasons are things like the Russia report and other things. They're big things. I personally don't buy the idea that it's simply about money. There's allegedly about £8 billion of bets on about Brexit from hedge fund managers. This is like you going down to Paddy Power and say, I want to put a bet on £8 billion that Brexit will happen. And some say that that £8 billion, they'll be very upset if they lost that bet. But £8 billion in the scheme of things is, for hedge fund managers, is not that much really. Boris could simply give it out. It's 8 times the bribe that Theresa May gave the DUP last year. Or was it the year before? I can't remember how many bribes she's given out. But it isn't actually that much in terms of real money. So I don't buy the money argument. If Boris is being made to do this as a puppet for someone else like Putin, there have to be, and if Cummings knows things about this that would be inconvenient, they have to be massive things to continue this shit show of Brexit, because nearly everyone agrees it's going to add to Corona in such a bad way that the country will be a burnt out cinder by the time we've done. So please write to your MP and continue to talk about Cummings going, please. Then we have the matter of what I call political distancing. The Corona briefings have been cancelled. I know we're all bored rigid with Corona, but it is rather important that we understand what we should be doing. I know the briefings were badly done. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And all of that. But nonetheless, cancelling briefings on a matter of national importance is, if it wasn't hilarious, it would be very, very sad, actually. So the government is trying to put political distancing between themselves and us by, it's like the equivalent of social distancing. The net result of that is, of course, to blame the public for what happens next. So it's your fault, guys, if you all get Corona, because Boris has advised you to use common sense. Now, common sense is not commonly distributed. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it is true. And there's some evidence of that being true just today, actually. 2,000 people descended upon Brighton Beach to have a party. On July the 4th, I think we're going to have either a COVID fest in the pubs or possibly a bloodbath. And pub owners are saying they're not going to sell shots because they think that people will go out of control. I'm inclined to agree with them. Meanwhile, while nobody was looking, Tim Weatherspoon has sacked all his staff because he believes that once the furlough situation has gone, that the pubs will be unsustainable with half or a third of the numbers if people go back at all. And so he's prepared for that by sacking all his poorly paid staff. And this will continue into August and September because Rishi Sunak, remember him? Whatever it takes, whatever, Rishi, whatever. What he meant by whatever it takes, he meant whatever I take. Because, yes, of course, he did go out the furloughing scheme, and that was very welcome. I'm sure some people have been delighted with that. But he giveth, and he taketh away. And very soon, once lockdown is stopped, the furlough scheme will stop. And then businesses will start to have to work out whether they can run on 50% or 20% power. And, of course, most of them won't be able to do that. Their margins will be too small to do so. And I think we'll end up with mass unemployment into September. So that's what sort of political distancing allows them to do. It's your fault, guys. It's not the people you elected's fault. It's your fault. So get used to it, as the Brexiteers say, because you've done it to yourself, is what Boris is telling us. If you don't agree with that, write to Boris and tell him. The third thing, it's the last day of our Rage Against the Brexit Machine Aloe Vera project. This is a song written about Brexit pathos, which translated is, I got me Brexit because I voted for it. I know it's a sack of shit, but I'm going to look like a right twat down the pub on July the 4th if I don't say I still want it. I was with a Brexit butcher the other day. I went into Strood to buy some sausages, and he looked me up and down. I'd got a slightly more offensive t-shirt than this, and after he'd sold me the goods, he said, "Do you like Brexit or do you hate it?" I said, "Well, I'm not keen on it." I said, "It's really bad for our children." "Yeah," he says, "but Britain's invincible, innit?" And he is the kind of person I'm talking about when I wrote Aloe Vera. This kind of Brexit's coming home, and I don't give a flying fig about the nurses, the care workers, or anyone else other than myself, is the sort of Brexiteer mindset that's in the song Aloe Vera. Now, you can gift this song today. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on Google Play. You can buy it everywhere. You can stream it all day. Streams contribute less, so you need to stream on repeat. But we need to get this song into the charts so that we can have the conversation about Brexit plus Corona equals a catastrophe. All the proceeds will go to European movements, and so therefore it's not a money-making enterprise. It is, however, a media mess-making enterprise. So we need to mess with the heads of the media that fill the Brexiteers with bullshit. And I've chosen to do that by writing a song that's sat right inside their mindset. So grab Aloe Vera by Rage Against the Brexit Machine. You can find it all over the internet. I'll put the link in the video here. In international news, Trump is back. He held a rally for 1 million people. He sold 1 million tickets, according to Trump, but only 6,200 people showed up. Perhaps they couldn't find the gig or something. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's a lot of numbers, isn't it? 1 million to 6,200. They all had to sign bits of paper saying that if they died or worse, it weren't Trump's fault. But anyway, where Trump leads, Brexit follows. And in this case, our alignment with Brexit is not to free us from the EU so much. It's to align ourselves with Trump and his chlorinated chicken and his lax labour laws. So be careful what you wish for, Brexiteers, because you'll end up working for longer for less. And all of that, and you'll end up eating food that's been genetically modified. And you'll end up looking like some of the people that I mix with in Gillingham High Street. No, that's awful, isn't it? I shouldn't say that. Shall I say that? I said it. Shit, Peter. Get a life, mate. Get a life. In other news, Robert Jenrick's in the news, but Boris has said the matter is closed. He did a sort of dodgy deal with giving some people £40 million of tax savings and doing some property deal before it was too late, and he didn't do nothing wrong. Jenrick's a good bloke, that's the story. So if you believe anything else, you must be deluded. Goodness me. I mean, what were you thinking of? Thinking that maybe they were doing some dodgy deal before a deadline to pay off one of their sort of funders or something like that. Come on, get with the programme, guys. It's over. Move on. Jenrick is innocent. Finally, please, we need to build this organisation, Rage Against Brexit. We need to reboot Britain. I'd like you to join us. Go to gofundme.com/F/Rage Against Brexit. And ideally, I'd like a regular contribution or a one-off sum. We need to build a website. We need to hire a PA to professionalise our sort of administration. And we need to build a small but tight organisation. Over 4 years, I've noticed all the wonderful efforts of volunteers, but voluntary effort comes in little doses, and it hasn't got us where we need to be. I also don't want to compete with the major organisations like the European Movement, who do good, long-term, steady work. but our organisation is intended to have a few more teeth, a bit like the Brexit Party insofar as it won't be politically correct. It will say what it says on the tin, but not like the Brexit Party, because we're not a fascist party or a racist party. But we will be clear and direct about things that matter, and try to get in the spaces that the sort of snowflakes fear to tread, really. So that's our final bit of news. So grab aloe vera today, rub it all over. You can't do that, but rub it all over. You can find that at brexitrage.com/rage/Vera, and all the links are on there to download and so on. But anyway, Peter Cook, Rage Against the Brexit Machine. The sun is shining, but Brexit is raining on us, and it's getting too late. We need to do something about this now. So get out and do something. It's not enough to say, but we're locked down. What can we do? There's tons of things we can do. I've outlined them in other videos, and we do this every Wednesday, and we build an inventory of materials which we use in three main different ways. We write to MPs, we write to the press, and we amplify on social media in ways that actually we couldn't do if we didn't come together. So every Wednesday we come together at 8 p.m. for a roundup. You're very welcome to do that. The invite's normally on Zoom, and I'll put the link in this video. Thank you very, very much.